a variation on the pentatonic scale, the G minor pentatonic, which I've been using in a couple of videos. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to take the fifth note of the pentatonic scale and lower it by a half step. What happens then is we have this G minor pentatonic, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, and we're going to lower that note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth note of the scale. If you're thinking of this scale as fitting over a minor chord, that note happens to be the seventh of that chord. When we lower it, we're lowering it to what would be a major 6 above that G root. So we're swapping out a minor 7 in the scale for a major 6. And so the resulting sound in the next octave, in the next octave, that one's very awkward. Here on the 10th fret. And finally, here on the 12th fret. And like with the pentatonic scale, we can add the blue note and turn this into a blues scale of sorts, I guess. The resulting sound something like this. If you go across the neck from 6th string to 1st string, these shapes will sound like this, G minor. If I remember correctly, Elliott Randall uses this scale in the opening lick of Reelin' in the Years by Steely Dan. I believe A and G are the chords, and so he's playing in an A minor pentatonic. And again, I think with this particular scale, it's the minor 6 pentatonic. Again, we've got a 6th instead of a 7. And I think that's the note he starts on. That lick is... and he goes on. But that set of notes always sort of struck me as being different because of that one alteration, I think, to the scale. So if we go back to G blues, here's our G chord, and over this, we might play. Now I mixed a little bit of pure pentatonic, if you want to call it that. This note and this note as I played that. I started here. There's that altered note. Went right to that note on the 4th string there. Now when the 4 chord comes along, that note is perfect for the 4 chord because it's in that chord. I think it's easy to hear where it's going to work just because of that note. And when you see that note right in your chords, it's fairly obvious. Over this G7 chord, that note provides a 13 or a 6. So what I'm doing is I'm just mixing the minor third, major third, which is so common not only with the way we play chords, but when we're improvising using a pentatonic scale. take a look at the chords, it's going to be fairly obvious how that note fits in. Now there I'm switching up to the same scale a whole step higher, and the reason why is since it fits so well over the C chord rooted on this G, over the D chord it should fit a whole step higher. Pretty simple concept.